So this is my creativity reflection on making hats. So for a while now I've been teaching myself how to knit, and I've made about 2 or 3 hats at the moment. I go through a phase about once a year where I teach myself how to make them. Again, for instance, as you can see here, this is the hat I'm making at the moment. I'm making it for my sister, and I was advised this would count as cast as it's creativity because I'm doing a creative pursuit. I'm making hats. And my aim at the moment for the moment, the aim is to make some hats and like re-get into the process of doing them, because while I know the process, sometimes I'd like to do like 1 or 2 different goes to, get more used to the process and relearn, because it's one of those skills that you have to teach yourself quite a few times. Sorry, other people in the house. And at the moment you can see that one of the things I taught myself last year was how to do this double brim. As you can see, this bit is a lot thicker than this bit, and it's because I've done about this much of it and then I've picked up the end and folded it back in. So then there's this like pocket inside of it. What I've done there is that's just completely, and it makes it a lot easier to use, and that's one of the things I've taught myself. So I plan on trying to teach myself to do that for more things. And also I don't have it on me right now, but I have a hat at the moment, and I've been experimenting with having different amounts of pleats, because the more amounts of pleats you have, like the nicer fit you have, because there's more give on the fabric. So I plan on doing that for this hat as well. I'm also trying to experiment with having a lot looser stitches. For instance, when you're knitting you think, oh, I want my stitches to be very tight, but actually with this wool is quite cheap. So it's better to have really, really loose stitches. Like at the moment, you can see that I'm actively pulling on it to try and make it loose, because the looser it is, honestly, the better fit you have, because I made one last year for my sister and it was way too tight. So that's what I aim to do, is figure out again how to make these hats better. Eventually in the future I can, make patchwork ones or experiment with different ways of making them, but for the moment I really like what I'm doing. I could also possibly make this into like, with my bigger one, I could make like a nice, I also experiment to explore the possibilities of what I can do instead of just making hats, because that's all I really know how to make on these. And I also aim to hopefully finish up a project I started last year. But so far, as you can see, I've done this. The problem is that I do have a couple of mistakes with this wool, because as you can see, it is quite possibly the worst wool to work with, because it's made up of a million tiny little fibres that constantly separate and break into, and as you can see here, they break into little pieces, which then leads to this piece. There's 2 little random pieces of thread out. That happens because stitches have been missed, because, of course, I didn't see them. But what I will do with these is quite often is I will like re-tie them in. So that's all sorted. And that's my cast activity. This reflection was mainly an explainer of what I'm going to do. Brief recap, make a couple hats, figure out more creative ways I can use them, hopefully finish up the snowman project I started a year ago, because I need to teach myself how to like proper knit again. So thank you.